What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Should like and sub, and let's get into this. For the longest time, we said that it looked highly likely that elements in Ubisoft, specifically the Guillemot brothers, Yves Guillemot, the head, was allowing Ubisoft to intentionally ruin their franchises, specifically Assassin's Creed and others, so that eventually it could be bought up by him and Tencent. And that is exactly what has happened. Maybe not in as full force as we thought, but they have created that subsidiary with Tencent and the Guillemot brothers controlling it. And Tencent has that 25% controlling factor. It's happening. Assassin's Creed Shadows come out. It's not good. By the second week saw a 30% decline. In its third week, I think we could basically double that. It's not even 24,000 people in the past 24 hour and only 64,000 peak all time. And when you consider a little nothing one dev game like Schedule 1 has over 414,000 people playing it the last couple of days, it's hard to make any case that Assassin's Creed Shadows has been a success. And just a litany of controversies from the inclusion of Black Yasuke, specifically because of BLM and other socio-political factors at the time, all the way to the destruction of the shrines that pissed off all the Japanese politicians and made them remove it with the day one patch. The biggest punch in the face has been, of course, the announcement of the subsidiary, the one specifically covering Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six brands, and the one giving Tencent a 25% controlling interest, because Ubisoft shareholders are like, WTF, what about us? So Ubisoft shareholders, including AJ Investments, who they were one of the ones that was suggesting that this was all being done on purpose and that it should be all bought up by private equity, not Tencent, and other minor shareholders announced that they have launched a legal battle against the company and are demanding a renegotiation of the recently announced deal with Tencent because they had no hand in this. So at the end of March, Ubisoft announced it had created that new subsidiary that would house its Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six brands. Rainbow Six brands, so nothing to do with The Division or Ghost Recon. We still have to hear about that. Along with these IPs and their back catalogs, the new subsidiary would also become the new home to Ubisoft's development teams based in Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, Seguin, Barcelona, and Sofia, and any IP they currently have in development. So the creation of the subsidiary was announced after the company had made a deal with the Chinese investor and developer Tencent that we've been talking forever, who's investing 1.16 billion euros into the subsidiary in exchange for 25% of it. Since the deal was announced, Ubisoft stock has fallen over 26%. Holy hell. It had this is already the worst stock shares they've had in forever. So it had a high, you can see there, of 14.48, dropping down to $10.65 or 10 euros and 65. Oh my, not good at all. You can understand why these shareholders would be pissed. And so they have a press release now that they've shared, Insider Gaming has shared. So this is AJ Investments announcing the coalition of shareholders, and they are initiating legal proceedings in France. So the company says they are demanding that a French court compel Ubisoft to convene an extraordinary general meeting so that shareholders can vote. Funny that they'd want to vote on where their money goes. Vote to have Ubisoft renegotiate the Tencent deal and distribute an extraordinary dividend. And it wants both Tencent and the Guillemot brothers holding to be barred from voting. Yeah, because we know which way they would go. Specifically, it wants the deal renegotiated because shareholders have no clarity how the deal that was announced last week will eventually benefit shareholders of Ubisoft. If the theory was that they ruined everything with DEI in order to buy it up and then return it with just good old-fashioned gameplay and baseness and hot chicks, then it would eventually become profitable. It's just that a larger amount would be going to Tencent, the CCP, and that would be the rub. The company elaborated that due to the stock price falling more than 20%, it signals a clear verdict from investors that proposed deal is deeply flawed, structured to bypass mandatory public offer rules and designed to entrench control by the Guillemot family, who now holds less than 10% of the company's economic interest. As for the distribution of the extraordinary dividend, the money, it allows shareholders to get 23 euros per share in cash and allow them to avoid further asset sales or dilution that it claims would never deliver value to shareholders. Finally, the company stated that the shareholders would choose on whether Ubisoft sell the core. Because if you invest in a company because they have these properties and all of a sudden they sell the fucking properties that you invested in the first place without asking you, that seems wrong, illegal. Ubisoft sell the core IPs to the Tencent as a whole, or sell them the 25% stake in a subsidiary that was already announced. Yeah, so they get to choose which of those. Either way, we will see what the courts in France do. I will keep you apprised. This is very interesting. China, the Tencent China company. So when you start getting in international courts with companies from different countries, that gets real bogged down, real iffy, real quick. So we'll let you know about that. But otherwise, oh boy, playing Schedule of One. Everyone else is. I know you're not playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. Anyway, whatever you do, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.